Do you know there was only one missionary that was ever honored with a global holiday? Can you guess who that is? Perhaps you will recall it when I say that he is known by his own distinct color, green. Yes, it's St. Patrick, of course, the missionary to Ireland. Patrick was born in AD 373 along the banks of the River Clyde in what is now called Scotland. His father was a deacon and his grandfather a priest. When Patrick was about 16, raiders descended on his little town and burned his home to the ground. When one of the pirates spotted him in the bushes, he was seized, hauled aboard ship, and taken to Ireland as a slave. It was there, while a slave, that he gave his life to the Lord Jesus. "The Lord opened my mind to an awareness of my unbelief," he later wrote, "in order that I might remember my transgressions and turn with all my heart to the Lord my God." Patrick eventually escaped and returned home. His overjoyed family trusted that he would never leave home again. But one night, in a dream reminiscent of Paul's vision of the Macedonian man in Acts 16, Patrick saw an Irishman begging him to come and evangelize Ireland. It was not an easy decision, but Patrick, then about 30, returned to his former captors with only one book, the Latin Bible, in his hand. As he evangelized the countryside, multitudes came to listen. The superstitious Druids opposed him and sought many times to put him to death, but his preaching was powerful, and Patrick became one of the most fruitful evangelists of all time, planting about 200 churches and baptizing 100,000 converts. Patrick's answer to God's vision produced a work that endured, and several centuries later, the Irish church was still thriving. People of God there were producing hymns, prayers, sermons, and songs of worship. In the 8th century, an unknown poet wrote a prayer asking God to be his vision, his wisdom, and his best thought by day or night. In 1905, Mary Elizabeth Byrne, a scholar in Dublin, translated this ancient Irish poem into English. Then another scholar, Eleanor Hull of Manchester, England, took Burns' translation and crafted it into verses with rhyme and meter. Shortly afterward, it was set to a traditional Irish folk song, Slane, named for an area in Ireland where Patrick reportedly challenged the local Druids with the gospel. It has become one of our oldest and most moving hymns. Be thou my vision, O Lord of my heart, naught be all else to me save that thou art. Thou my best thought, by day or by night, waking or sleeping, thy presence my light.